going to have our guest who is going to come on stage and speak to us. I want all of us to give a round of applause for DJ Krowbar. Round of applause! Round of applause, DJ Krowbar! DJ Krowbar. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Alvin. Very kind of you, very stout young man. Good afternoon, guys. Now, I want you guys to look at your hands, and specifically at the fingertips of your hands. Now, very many people blame the current situation we are in because of what is a byproduct of our hand. So, very many guys are unemployment, there's a lot of strife. As you can see, quite a number of times you see people striking here because in the CBD, right? Like every week, there's a demonstration. All that is brought about because of the power of a fingerprint. That's how much power these little swirls that we have on our hands have over the impact of our lives. But what if I told you the real power of change, the ultimate signature of your sovereignty is right here at the tips of your finger? Here's the thing, this isn't just a skin. Whatever we have on our hands isn't just a skin. This is your biological ballot. The fingerprint is the one thing that the system cannot ignore. That thing in your hands, the system cannot ignore. But until you ink it on a voter registration tablet and press on a ballot, all the blame you carry and all the burden, it's you who have chosen to bear because of this. And so, we are that generation where we have a lot of access to knowledge. We have a lot of access to social media, access to all these documents that are posted out there, government, by the media and stuff. And so we can criticize these things and we can see them. But unfortunately, at this particular time in our lives, we have grown up seeing families that are oligarchs in our country, tribal chiefs, dynasties, and some strong men here and there. And as a result, that system has worked for a collective. All because of this. That fingerprint that me and you have has worked for a few. So our parents, who voted for many years, they've had to face this situation hoping they could solve a problem by a face. They forget strong policy is what changes things. Strong policy here on your finger. Now, you are right to reject things, and you have rejected. This year we rejected, last year we rejected. You remember? We were all on the streets rejecting that old politics. But in rejecting the politician, you cannot afford to reject your own power. You can't even dare risk that. It's too much. We stand at a critical juncture as a country. It's not a joke anymore. And so, you, the guys in this room, are actually the largest voting bloc in this country. You're the largest voting bloc in this land. Your potential is a power of like that of a sleeping giant. And if the giant refuses to wake up, you become like a hill. Do you know what people do to hills? They climb on top of hills. So you have to wake up. It's that time. Other than that, that's what will happen. Because we can be activists, we can comment, we can post, we can tweet, but the potential of us has been noted by the IBC. In fact, this is what the IBC said, that their goal in the next 2 years is to register 6.3 million new voters before the next election. And you are that target, and your name is squarely on it. 18 to 30, squarely on it. Your name is there. Now, unfortunately, there's some statistics that came out from the IBC on the 2nd on the 2nd of November 2025, just 3 days ago, because as we're shooting this, today is the 5th, right? So IBC released the reports for their first 1 month of voter registration. You won't like these numbers, I promise you. New voter registration was 90,000. New voter registration was 90,000. That means guys just like you in this room who are registering to vote, only 90,000 of your age group have registered to vote. And then there are transfers. You see, on the second list is transfers is 15,000. Now I think I need to give you context on what I mean by new voter and transfers. When you're choosing a place to vote, there are 2 things to consider. It's, do you want to vote based on where you live or where you work? So have that at the back of your mind. Before you go to register, do I want to impact here? So you have to look at yourself and go like, the impact I want is maybe where I live. The impact I want is maybe where I work. And so you register accordingly. Is that making sense? So have that at the back of your mind. Now, this gap and this million of missing fingerprints. So if it's 6.3, that means you have 6.2 missing fingerprints of your generation. It's not a protest. This is a vacuum. And by nature, just like politics, if you create a vacuum, nature abhors it. That means if I create a vacuum, something will occupy it. Menishika, us not registering, politicians will occupy that space for you. Because they'll go like, these guys are doing nothing about this. And so they notice that vacuum and they'll take it away from you. And so who rushes to it? The very same system you're complaining about, those are the guys that go there. And so by not registering, you are actually handing them the keys to your future. By you choosing to not register, you are telling these guys, here are the keys. My future is now in your hands. Oh man, and they're hell-bent on you not registering. So this is what I'll tell you. There is a miracle in this fingerprint. So let's see what that means. It's not a random smudge. This thing you see on your finger, it's not random. It is a unique system of arcs, loops, and wounds. Your vote should be the exact same thing. A complex, ordered, unique expression of your priorities. Now I've mentioned 3 aspects about a fingerprint. And I'm gonna begin with the first one, the arc. Now, if some of you, when you look at your fingers, your fingerprint looks like this. It has an arc on it. This is a solid foundation for your non-negotiable demands. If yours looks like this, just always remind yourself that I have non-negotiables in my life. Non-negotiables are like what? You want universal health care. That is a non-negotiable. When me, I'm in and out of hospitals, I know what that means. You want that as a non-negotiable. Other than that, private hospitals will make a killing out of you. You want an opportunity for your career as a creative. And so, your arc is a bedrock of your own participation. Now, some of you have a different one. It looks like a loop, like this, loops around. It's another type of a fingerprint. We call it a loop. And I like the fact that you're looking at it, so it sticks. So this represents a sustainable cyclical change. Do you know what is a cyclical change? A cyclical change is, people think change is straightforward, just like the line of this TV. They think change comes like that and it ends like that. Change has dynamics. Weather affects things. Politicians affects things. Economy affects things. Pandemics affects things. So it's very cyclical in nature. But the only way to maneuver that It's the promise that a future doesn't end on an election day. So that when you look at it, you know, my future does not end on the day I vote. That's when it begins. And then finally, the wands. Some of you have a circle on your fingerprint. It's a complex, interconnected core of your community needs. We are a group of communities. We are creatives. There are things we want in place so that we can thrive creating. Right? Yeah, there are things we want in place. But if we're not, there'll be just promises because we never register to vote. And so, you must stop voting on the face and start voting for this architecture. So I've mentioned 3 options. So when you look at that fingerprint as an architecture, think of it. What can this person do for me is not the question. And start demanding what system this person prepared is based on my power. So your power determines the system that these guys are going to give you. And so, your fingerprint on that IBC form is the point of no return for you. Especially if you're a first-time voter. It is the moment you transition from a critic on the sideline to a co-owner of this country. So start owning the land. Start owning this land. It's your land, man. It is the moment you stop repeating cycles of the past and start imprinting your own design onto your future. And so if you don't register, you don't vote. Right? We all know that. If you don't vote, you lose the moral authority to comment on bad things happening in this country. Completely, you lose it. And so silence is not neutrality. It's not. It's consent. If you decide, I am not going to vote, it is a waste of my time. Now, some people consider that to be neutral. That is actually consent that you're giving to people to mess up your lives. And so, choosing to not register or choosing to not vote at the same time and saying, I am neutral, that is a great danger to our land. And so, go lay your hands down. Leave your mark. Leave your mark. Don't let the machine start without your print. The IBC office is waiting. If you do not know, go check out their website. They have places exactly on where to go. Like for example, where I'm from Nyeri. Nyeri has 6 constituencies. Out of all 6 of them, only 1 is doing transfers. All the other 6 are doing new voter registration. Now, good milestone. But there are people who want to do transfers based on work or where they live. Remember? So, and the rollout is currently happening. If that is activated, if you've registered and you've now rethought of it, apply it. Put it into context. Because my good friends, this country needs you. So go put your hand down.
Enda kona 4 Pana skiza watu kwenye kelele za chura kona 4 Enda kona 4 Pana skiza watu kwenye kelele za